Yeah. Michael Bisping said it best. Never gonna happen, brother.
You mad?
This is number one bullshit. We're never gonna do that. I love it when they stand and bang. Are you intoxicated?
But take your jokes and throw them in the bin.
Me and Dana White not friends. Everybody knows.
That was amazing.
Sometimes your stock is just higher.
I'm telling you, that's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's probably one of the worst things I've ever heard. Let's move on. Just like that.
Welcome to another edition of From the Corner. Today we're going to be talking about street Jesus and baptisms. So what do you guys think about there's a lot going on in MMA at the moment, but I think the biggest piece of news is that Masvidal is flying to Fight Island right now.
Game bred, brother, but he played it right. He played it right. I think that's why he didn't get the title shot in the first place. He was trying to demand more money, and he was playing it tough because he didn't want to get the same money he got for the BMF title because he thought that was bigger.
Right.
Can I just say something? And let me just clear it because I know Gareth's going to say no, it's not true. But I know we all believe that the UFC wouldn't do something like this, and we know that they're quite legit. But I mean, it is quite interesting that the fight that was supposed to happen didn't happen because Masvidal was like, "Nah, I don't want to do it." And then all of a sudden, the biggest fight of the year at Yas Island, all of a sudden he gets the title fight. It comes back, and I'm sure you've had that thought.
Bro,
Surely.
this is the thing that movies are made out of, bro. This is a movie. This is
Bro,
what
some
we're
conspiracies there, bro.
experiencing right now. It's a movie. It's amazing.
But Jay, are you saying that it's just amazing the way it happened, or are you saying that the UFC played a bit of an underhanded card?
I'm not saying that they played a card, but I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised in the world that we live in that this whole thing was planned just to make more money. This
In the
whole
world of
thing,
entertainment.
Bro, I don't know
Burns,
so much
Burns
about
was
that.
never going to fight. Masvidal was supposed to play this big card to come across as this hectic and then all of a sudden they call him back when Burns happens to get COVID. I know it's not true, but I mean, you have to that thought has to be there though.
Nah, they don't plan that shit, dude.
No, so hold on. So yes, I'm leaning towards it in the world of entertainment. And when you have an excuse like COVID, which anyone could get, maybe you're onto something. I don't say yes, I don't say no, but
do you know what?
could.
Actually,
Burns would still get paid off. He's still getting paid off. He's still getting money, but I don't know.
But can I actually just explain something? I was watching an interview with it was Gilbert Burns and Brett Okamoto, and they were talking about the drive back and stuff from because they couldn't fly because they all tested positive for COVID, and he made up this whole story about the fact that the UFC gave them a car and they drove like 48 hours, and then his kid came running in going, "Daddy, Daddy," and he didn't have a mask on or anything. He's like, the kids don't care. I'm like, that actually did bring into question the authenticity of the entire situation, because Brett Okamoto was like, "No, we'll tell them to stay outside. It's not safe for them to be there." And Gilbert was like, "Oh, well, they don't really care. They want to see their dad." And and just the way everything's happened on 6 days' notice, and Masvidal working with Bo Nickel, like a wrestler, a very good wrestler. It's weird. It's weird.
And so two things from my side. Masvidal, what weight does Masvidal walk around at? I think he fights at 170 and he walks around at about 185.
He said to Ariel Helwani that he was 192 when he got the call.
Wow, that's heavy. Okay, so that's especially heavy for someone that used to fight at lightweight.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's been
and we just saw a picture of him apparently eating pizza in Italy on the way to Abu Dhabi. So
I think that's
It might be trolling.
that is an old photo for sure.
Yeah, no, there's no way he's doing
trolling,
that. Not a
trolling.
chance.
Yeah.
Not a chance he's doing that.
But the other thing was, he must have been cutting a lot of weight, but I think he has pulled out. But as a man gets to about the age of 32, 33, 34, he does get a bit bigger. Ask The Rock. But
Yes.
But yeah. So then, I just feel like this is the fight we were meant to get, and I love what Gilbert Burns has done in the last few fights. He's great, very skilled on the ground. We all know that, but his striking's become brilliant in the last few fights. He's improved a lot, but Masvidal, Kamaru Usman's job just got a lot harder.
Yeah,
No,
dude, and
100%.
also with the pressure, because he's been preparing for Burns, or I don't know, as Jared puts it, has he been preparing for Masvidal the entire time?
Yeah,
Dude,
but I
no,
mean,
I'm
also,
not going to buy into that shit. I'm not going to buy into
No,
that
I
shit.
don't think it's true. But I mean, Usman's also been going that at Masvidal, it's a win-win for him.
Yeah.
If he loses, it was a 6-day call. What can I do? I tried my best. I wasn't training for him. And Usman was going, well, I was training for someone else. I was training for Burns. And now he comes. So if I lose, I suck because it's someone that's been 6-day notice.
Exactly. It's a win-win
So
situation.
Masvidal's win-win. So
Yeah.
win-win for Masvidal.
And I think, sorry guys, we started talking about this, but just in case there's any listeners that don't know the background, Masvidal is the #1 lightweight contender in the world after he beat Nate Diaz and got the BMF belt.
The BMF.
And he had an argument with the UFC over money, and the fight didn't get made. So Usman is the champion, and Usman versus Masvidal is the fight we always wanted to see.
Yeah.
And then there was an argument over money, and Gilbert Burns, who's an up-and-coming guy, became the #1 contender because he was willing to take the fight.
Yeah.
And now, because he got the coronavirus in the last week, Masvidal stepped back in. So let me also just say thank you to my sponsor, Rugby. You've always been here for me. Thank you very much. Do you guys think that? I think Jorge Masvidal's been preparing the entire time. I think Masvidal's been preparing for Usman.
That's
But
no
then why
secret.
does he?
That's no secret.
But then why does he weigh 192?
That's what he says, dude. You can't take
Well,
the
he
guy
might be talking
seriously.
shit,
Yeah,
yeah.
man, he's trolling.
Dude, he's such a talker, dude. He's such a talker.
You can't take him. You're right. You can't take him seriously because he also just posted a picture of him eating pizza.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And all the above, dude. So like you can't really take it to heart, but at the end of the day, it's entertaining. He keeps you thinking. He says these funny things like, I mean, his one line that he's like, Ariel says, why aren't you traveling on the same charter plane to Abu Dhabi as everybody else? He goes, well, I think it's against regulations to let a wild animal on the
That's amazing.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So it's like that's the kind of shit you're dealing with, bro. It's so kiff.
Yeah. So UFC 251 is happening this Saturday on the 12th of July, and the main event is Usman versus Masvidal. Should we go up the card and talk about the fights, because there's some big news in terms of
fights.
There's a huge sorry, go for it.
No, sure. I just don't think we've covered the topic of Masvidal playing his card so right that he eventually got the deal that he wanted.
Yeah.
Yes,
but you know what that does?
And the money
for
that he
fighters?
wanted, yeah.
That's. I mean, I think it's crazy. We as fair weather fans or casual fans, or that's what people will think of us, because you're a white belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm a blue belt in trash talk, and Jared's just fucking. He's there, bro. He's grappling.
Jared's a karate vata expert.
I remember the time Jared and I, when we were once able to hang out, he didn't even know what a neck crank is. But
you showed him, right?
He got me in a neck crank so bad. I think I'm still suffering the consequences of that shit, bro.
Yeah, from not tapping. Yeah.
Yeah.
But even DC was saying in an interview that he was like, he hated a few of them. He's the smartest guy I know now.
Who's this?
DC was saying he hated Masvidal before all of this. He thought he was like a trash talker, flipping
I think he
person.
called Masvidal actually genius or something.
Yeah, and now he's like,
Yeah.
he's a genius. He's like, I can't believe I'm saying it. Masvidal's a genius. He pulled it off.
Yeah,
and
but
he
look,
did what everyone wanted.
The Masvidal's nickname over the last year and a half has been Street Jesus because he said there's a resurrection. Now, when he lost, I think it was 2 years ago that he lost against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, who outpointed him, and basically it was karate versus kickboxing. And I watched that fight, and it was a good fight, and I'm a very big Wonderboy fan, so I was happy that he won. Masvidal used to be someone that I hated too. I didn't want him to win fights.
Why?
I didn't like his personality. I just didn't like his personality.
Sure.
I hated his fucking haircut. No, but he also fought.
I didn't like his fucking haircut.
I didn't. I hated everything about it. But now Jesus has got his long hair back, and he's the man.
Yeah, bro.
But also Masvidal was fighting against guys that I was always a supporter of, like Wonderboy.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite fighters. He's in my top 10 favorite fighters.
100%. No, I feel you, bro. But he lost to Wonderboy, dude.
Yeah, Masvidal lost that fight.
Yeah.
But since then he's come back and he's beaten Darren Till, Ben Askren, and Nate Diaz. So
he also lost to Ali Quinta.
Oh wow, I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
That was when he was cutting a lot of weight.
That's crazy. It's like the crazy thing. Okay, well, I mean, regardless.
I also just want to point out that you two are the Masvidal fans. I want Usman to win. So have to point that out.
No, jeez. He's
Usman's going to win.
He's got a very good chance. He does have a very good chance of winning. But I think, look, I am an Usman fan. And firstly, I'm a South African. But after that, I'm an African. So I do support the Nigerian nightmare.
Yeah.
Like when in the World Cup.
Yeah, but he's American, bro. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but he's the Nigerian nightmare. He's from Nigeria. But also, so he's a naturalized American now, and he's been training there for ages. That's why, and he's a UFC champion. So that's why he's got a passport.
Sure.
Really.
Okay, all right. Just don't go so hard in the paint on her, brother, bro. Jeez, what the fuck? I just said something, bro. You hurt my feelings. Okay.
But I've got to hurt your feelings sometime, and just clip your wings a bit and keep you in check. But so like in a football World Cup, when South Africa gets knocked out inevitably, unfortunately, it always fucking happens. I always support Cameroon or Senegal or Egypt. Mo Salah, shout out.
Check Liverpool, eh?
Hashtag.
No, okay, well let's save the Liverpool chat for later.
But let's save the Liverpool chat. But my point is that I am an Usman fan as well. But there are just guys in the division who have the personality for entertainment, and Masvidal is one of them, and he's got 100%. It in abundance.
Yeah. He absolutely does, and that's something that I really have always enjoyed about him. I mean that's the reason why he got involved in the whole Kimbo Slice backyard brawling situation, is because it was entertainment at the same time, and he knew how well Kimbo was doing on the big stage. On the underground stage, YouTubing. If
this
anybody,
was before,
just for the listeners, if anybody wants to go check it out, or if you're a big fan of MMA, go check out the Fight Pass Fight Law series on Kimbo Slice. It's seriously, all those fight law things, I've actually cried on every episode. It's pathetic.
Yeah, but you also cry when you watch Twilight, so.
Never seen Twilight, thank God. Isn't that about vampires though? It is, eh? I should actually give that a game.
Damn it, I gave myself away. That's one of my favorites.
He's shedding his hair already.
I'm also a Vampire Diaries guy.
Okay, let's actually, as Dan said, let's get into that main card.
Before we get into the main card, there's one other consideration to make.
What's happening?
There's a title bout, which is not the co-main or the main, which is the only fights I usually watch. I will be watching Petr Yan versus Jose Aldo.
Yeah, but I thought let's go through from the main
but I just wanted to say that Aljamain Sterling, who is the number one contender in that division, is on a flight right now to Fight Island in Abu Dhabi.
He's on a flight to Fight Island to face Frankie Edgar on the 16th of July.
I don't think
because Pedro Munoz has tested positive for COVID-19.
Fuck, people are getting COVID-19 left, right, and center.
Left, right, and
What's
center.
America? Hello.
Speaking of which,
South Africa's also quite bad at the moment.
Obviously we all follow the same people. We, because I like to consider the three of us pretty decent fans of the sport, not just of MMA, just the sport. Not just of the UFC, just the sport. But how many times am I going to say the sport?
Yeah.
But I've completely forgot what I was going to fucking say now. Can you believe it?
It was COVID related. It was related to Corona.
Oh man. Anyway, whatever.
It'll come back to you.
It's all about the sport, basically. That's
Let's talk about the sport. Yeah.
About the sport.
That we all kind of like watch the same news related stuff. That's basically what I was going to say. And I see you don't like old Luke Thomas anymore, Danny boy. What's happening there? He's got a little SJW on us, eh?
Yeah.
Luke, when did Luke go SJW? All I know that
Coronavirus.
Oh yeah, he moaned
UFC
about people.
fighter pair. Coronavirus and UFC fighter pair.
No, but he also moaned about John Jones going out and shooting his gun and getting pissed and driving. I like that kind of shit. Come on.
Darren
I'm joking. I don't condone shooting your gun while being
Darren Dill stealing a taxi.
Taryn Dill
steals a taxi in Monaco, gets arrested. Mate, it was a fucking great weekend.
Yeah, exactly. It was worth it.
Yeah.
No, Luke Thomas has just been moaning a bit too much lately.
Yeah.
So anyway, I watched DC and Alwani. So DC and Alwani is perfect because you got the GOAT journalist.
Yeah.
And you got the GOAT heavyweight. So what do you?
Yeah, totally.
GOAT heavyweight to be decided.
Oh yeah, true. Coming up.
GOAT heavyweight to be decided. Don't count your chickens, brother. That's what.
Don't talk about that. That's for the next. That's for the next.
Who count
that's for the
their
next
chickens?
episode.
Yeah.
That's for the next episode of From the Corner.
Who count their chickens? Dan Hooker. Hey!
Ah.
Did you see that?
What?
Listen, did anybody see that post? The post scrap between Hooker and Poirier, where they put.
No, they weren't scrapping. It
was, dude. I listened. I watched an interview with an interview with Poirier where Poirier was irritated. He went up to him and said, "Oh, well, now you're gonna fight Gaethje next." Obviously not, because he just lost, and he knew he had lost, and he had no energy, and like.
He counted his chickens. Yeah.
Yeah. So
he said he wanted to fight Gaethje.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also in New Zealand, and I know Hooker's a white guy, he's not a Maori, but apparently it's a New Zealand culture, a native culture, is to put your forehead against another guy.
That's what I thought. That's 100% what I thought, because that's exactly what happened in the build-up for Felder in New Zealand when he arrived, but that was not the case.
No, Poirier was annoyed, yeah.
Yes, and then and Hooker did not want to show weakness.
Right.
But he was spent, but you could see he could hardly get up. He was so exhausted. Dude, have you seen anybody who is watching now needs to go to YouTube and watch the second part of Destined, Poirier versus Hooker. Oh my, it is hard to watch. It is incredibly hard to watch.
Okay, we'll put the link in. We'll put the link in
and all that kind of jazz. We'll put the link in the description if I remember.
Just put the link in the description.
Listen, why haven't you bedazzled your gauntlet there, bro?
Yeah.
Well, look, if there's no link in the description, have a drink on Papa G's.
That's how we do it, bro. Cool.
I'll comment with the link.
Paige Van Zandt is back against Amanda Ribas, the first fight on the main card, a flyweight bout. 125. Amanda Ribas, 9-1-0 against Paige Van Zandt, who has broken her arms more times than the earth, the moon has circled the sun. Circled the earth.
I don't know if that's true, but I'll check on your facts.
8-4-0-9-1.
An exaggeration is, but she has literally broken the same arm more times than I can remember. But she's 8-4. Amanda Ribas has a really annoying voice, but is a really exciting fighter to watch.
Yeah.
Have
any of you guys seen her fight?
No, I was going to say, why are we concentrating on her voice if she's such an entertaining fighter?
She's very entertaining to watch inside the cage, and she's triple C female. She's
Whoa.
the queen of cringe.
That's a huge call.
Who was her last fight?
Her last fight was, let's just have a look here quickly. Her last fight was, oh my
I
god.
don't remember. Let's see if I can find it as well.
Randa Marcos. She beat Randa Marcos via decision in March. So it's been fairly quick turnaround for her.
Oh yeah, and there was a decision as well.
But Randa Marcos is, the fact that Paige has been out for a very, very long time. Randa Marcos has also been around for a while. She's the one of the two chicks that really go crazy with the anime red hair. But I think it's a step up in competition, and it could go either way. What do you guys think about ring rust?
Go for it, Jay.
No idea what that is.
Ring rust is like if you haven't fought for 2 years, and are you rusty?
Oh, okay. It's in the name. It makes perfect sense.
So I think it's real as well.
Go.
No, I was going to say I think it's real. I think a guy like Conor will have. It depends how good you are. So like Dominic Cruz, I think he's correct. I don't think he gets ring rust because he's so damn good. He's always going to be world class. So the guys he fights against, he's always going to beat them unless he fights a UFC world class champion like Triple C. In which case he did. That was his last fight and he lost. A guy like Conor McGregor, world class striker. Ring rust, maybe it comes, maybe it doesn't, but that's why he fought Cowboy Cerrone. He didn't want to fight someone.
that lasted literally 40 seconds, and he had been out for some time as well.
And it's about confidence. I don't think Conor wanted to get in there with a Justin Gaethje or a Khabib Nurmagomedov. Or you see what I'm doing? Let's get those hashtags in there.
Okay. All right.
Or a Volkanovski or a Holloway.
What's the prediction for Ribas Van Zandt? I think I've got. I don't know. I think Ribas is 9-1. Van Zandt's 8-4. She's been out for a long time. Ribas fought in March. I think she could get second round decision. Second round submission. It's possible because she could do that.
What? Can I?
I think it's Ribas as well, but I'm not. I think it's going to go down to decision. I don't think it's going to be.
Or, breaking news, Paige Van Zandt breaks her arm for the 1,000th time.
No, she won't break her arm again. She must get a piece of metal.
That's what we thought after the third break.
She must get a piece of steel in there and just.
She's got one, and it got broke. It broke in another place.
Broke.
Oh no! Again,
she's
keeps happening.
She's just gonna have to be called Paige. Fucking, I don't know.
Snap.
Cyborg's already taken.
Yeah.
Paige Van Snap.
Don't take my joke, bro.
I said no one heard your joke, so I repeated it. That was Jared's joke.
Thanks.
Oaks are fighting over their jokes here. Jesus. All right.
No, Rock, that's your fault because he said it and you didn't laugh, and then I said it and then you laughed.
Sorry, I didn't hear. Maybe I just had a little bit of a delay. We can blame the virtual software, bro. So what are we gonna do? Are we?
Well, I wanted to quickly ask. Are you? Sorry, I wanted to quickly ask. Is it? Why did you say at flyweight? Does Paige Van Zandt usually fights at strawweight? Is she a 115 now? She's a 125, eh?
Yeah, 125.
Okay. Not to talk about a woman's weight, but okay, so she's a
okay, listen, Daniel, it's from the corner. We're talking about MMA. Weight is about it. So let's not worry about talking about women's weight again on this podcast because we're going to talk about it from time to time.
You got to be woke, baby boy.
Yeah,
I get it, bro. I wouldn't want to talk about a flipping MMA fighter's weight, bro. Especially not female.
Not to talk about a woman getting knocked out, but I think Amanda Ribas first round TKO.
Ooh, jeez, that's quite a call.
No, I mean, listen. We
she's
haven't seen
9-1.
Paige in a long time, and Paige didn't really look that impressive in her last outing. Listen, haven't fought in my life. I always say this. I respect everybody. I
Who
am
gets into a cage?
going
Yeah.
from a purely. I'm looking purely from a fan perspective.
Yeah.
With a
And-
bit of
and-
knowledge, I've got 11 years of being a hardcore fan. Give me that. All right, women's strawweight now. Jessica
Ooh,
Andrade
first fight.
versus Thug Rose.
Ooh. Oh, so glad she's back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
Hey?
I'm going Thug Rose.
Oh,
I'm
definitely.
going Thug Rose.
Definitely.
Thug
I
Rose.
100% want her to win, but I don't think she will. I don't know if her heart's in it. She's
I think
back.
it is.
what I was
I think
gonna
she's
say.
back. I think she's back. I think her heart is in it. She had her moments where she struggled a bit with motivation, and I don't know if there were mental health issues. I don't think there were, but there might have been.
There
I think
definitely
Thug
were.
Rose does it.
She has a
I
mental
think
health
that-
dog.
Oh,
Yeah.
know that.
She has a don't misquote me, but she has a, what do they call them? Anyway,
I'm not.
they have,
I'm not
yeah.
going to misquote you. You saying it.
Yeah, no, she does. She does have a dog that I can't remember what they're called, but anyway,
Okay, what I'm
public
asking,
service
I'm
or
asking,
whatever.
I'm asking from a point of view of ignorance.
Yeah.
Is that like a blind person's dog? But they
No,
it's for
no.
comfort?
Emotional
I'm sorry.
support dog. That's it. There we go. I remember now.
Emotional
So
support.
is it a dog
Yeah.
that picks up on like
So she suffers from
depression
mental
or-
health issues where she's a bit sensitive to certain things. But if you look at
Okay.
her second pro bout that's been making the rounds over social media on the last couple of days, is, oh my word, she was an absolute savage in her second pro fight. She threw a flying armbar and then had the most ridiculous celebration. She literally acted like a thug. What happened to that thug Rose? She's just
Yeah.
like kind of grown up a bit, and she's
Yeah.
found the man of her dreams, and she just wants to concentrate on that. This is where I agree with Jared's point in that she may not have that killer instinct
Drive.
anymore.
Yeah.
But this weekend we'll find out, because she's going against a beast and someone that she's already faced, which is another fear in itself.
Totally.
Okay, so roses are red, violets are blue. Jessica Andrade, you don't have a clue. I think that was terrible. That was
I
terrible.
love it. I love it.
No, but Rose, I think I can't see her submitting Andrade, just because Andrade has just got that build that just
She's got that thick neck.
that
Yeah.
and that thick fucking
She's
neck
got
and
them
that
traps.
wrestling defense. But I think Rose gets it done. I think Rose. It's a 3-round fight, right? This is not a
Yeah.
5-rounder.
It's not a championship bout.
I'm saying Rose decision.
That's very, very plausible. Very plausible. Look, I mean, at the end of the
Jay?
day, what a lot of people think is Rose is good. She's great. She's got amazing hands and footwork, but she's 9-4 as a pro.
Yeah.
And then you get someone like a Jessica Andrade, who she's she's been
20
around.
and
She's
7.
20-7.
Yeah.
So she's got the experience. So don't count her out as, you know,
Yeah.
she's just going to be picked apart, because at the end of the day, since the last time they both fought, they both would have improved their game.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna. I want
I
to
go
say
Rose
Rose.
decision,
100%. I'm gonna go Rose. I want Rose to win, but I think it's gonna be Andrade, and it's gonna be decision as well. But she's gonna take it.
And you know why I
Jessica's
say
gonna
it's going to
take
be
it.
a decision, and why I agree with you, Jay, is because they're going back to the big octagon. It's not the small guy anymore.
Yeah.
If it was the smaller octagon, I would have predicted a finish.
By Rose.
By Rose, yeah.
You see, I don't know at that weight. I don't know if the 5-foot difference in the octagon makes a big difference. I know it does. I know it makes a difference for like Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, with the big
anyway,
boys.
I suppose
see.
we'll never know until we watch the fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sorry, just while we on that, does the winner of this fight get a Joanna Jędrzejczyk, or do they get a Zhang Wei Li fight?
Okay, well, let's look
What's
at the
happening for the-
rankings quickly.
Pull up the rankings. I think this will be a number 1 contender, whoever wins this fight, and that's huge.
I
for the
agree with
division.
you, dude.
Yeah, that's why it's. I mean, look, this card is stacked, and this would have been a main event on another card.
Cheapest, yeah, 100%.
Ah, hey, you and I are saying the same shit. All right.
Well,
So
I'm
we're
still embarrassed for making that cheesy rhyme, but you guys seem to enjoy it, so we're all about
It was beautiful. It was
King of
beautiful.
cringe. King of cringe.
all right. So the top. Okay, obviously Whaley is the champ. Number one is on. Yeah, this is the number one contender.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, right.
yeah.
Joanna
because
is ranked. Where's Joanna ranked? 2,
2, and then Jessica's 1, and then 3 is Tatiana Suarez.
And Rose is 4.
No. Rose is 2. So it's 2 versus
And Joanna's
1.
4. And Joanna's 4.
4. Nina
Okay, so
Ansel
Joanna-
5,
yeah, because-
but she's having a child, so that's nowhere.
That's
Then it's
out there.
Claudia Gadelia, dime piece. Then it was Carla Sparza, Michelle Waterson, ultimate dime piece.
Sorry, what was your comment for Claudia there? Cadelia?
Dime piece.
Why is that her nickname?
So hot. Same for Michelle Waterson, the karate hottie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, options there.
Oh,
Good-looking woman, that. Yeah, so anyway, not to objectify.
Oh, shut up.
Sorry, I have to be extra woke. I've also got my other podcast now. You know, we deal with social issues.
Okay, cool.
I'll
It
put a
was
link in
another
the-
plug there, hey?
I'll put a link in the comments. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, actually, I
Steal
don't
Papa
think
G's
we
traffic.
actually gave we didn't give Dan any props. Well, congratulations, Juice Ready.
Any airtime? Yeah.
Congratulations,
Slap it in.
Juice Ready. Go check it out.
Yeah, just ready. We'll put a link in the comments, guys.
Yeah.
We deal with current affairs. We deal with what else do we deal with? Culture. It's mostly sporting culture.
And history,
But,
what grabbed me about your pod, bro.
Yeah.
History. I like
We-
the history vibe.
What we do is we ask the hard questions that no one else is willing to ask or answer. So you're not going to get this shit in News 24, IOL, iAfrica. You're not going to see this on Daily Maverick. Let's go. Get yourself over to Juice Ready
And
go
then
watch my video.
there's only a certain group of people that we need to thank for that.
Who's that?
Rugani.
Thank you, Rugani.
All right, moving on, bro.
Thank you.
Moving on. So we got the strawweight.
No, there's also
division sorted.
Stellenbosch Hills. Stellenbosch Hills, you've been with me forever. Thank you, guys.
All right. Okay, so we good? Are we good on the
Yep.
what was that last
Okay,
prediction?
guys.
So Rose, all round, eh?
No, I'm
Jay
going
said
Jessica.
Andrade.
Are you
Yeah,
going?
all-
Are you saying Andrade?
Yeah, I want to call Rose, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
Okay, I'm
My heart
Rose
is
all
with
the way.
Rose. Heart is with Rose, but
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, that's a fair prediction. I reckon Rose gets a decision. If anything, it's going to be a dogfight. I won't lie to you. I think
Yeah.
it's going to be tough.
it's going to be a huge
Jessica's got that low center of gravity. She's thick. And then you got Rose. Who she's slim and streamlined, and she's got that footwork in boxing.
Yeah,
But
geez, yeah.
she may lack in the
think it's
power
fair.
department against Jessica.
It's fair to say that Rose, his heart is with Rose, but Andrade is a thorn in his side.
Oh,
Oh,
my, okay.
yeah.
Well, this is getting
Wow.
ridiculous.
Wow,
This
jeez.
is
Okay,
getting
no more.
ridiculous.
Okay, no more.
Okay.
Peter Yan versus Jose Aldo
Okay,
for the
first of all, it's
bantamweight championship.
Piotr.
Piotr.
No.
Piotr Yan.
Piotr. Yeah.
It's not Poiter.
It's
Say it
Piotr.
again. Say it again.
Piotr.
It's Piotr. It's
Piotr.
Piotr. No, you're digitalizing the whole
Yeah.
channel when you say it like that.
Okay, just calm down, bro. Piotr Jan
It's
versus
the Russian-
Jose Aldo. I've got Jan.
The Russian versus the Brazilian.
I've
also got Jan
I've
as
got
well.
Jan early.
Okay, I'm saying Jose Aldo by
Oh,
knockout.
okay. Knockout.
Yeah, I think Peter Yan makes a mistake in the second round. Jose Aldo, second round, KO, head kick.
Wow.
Oof.
That's ambitious, dude.
Yeah.
I know.
I think these two are going to take one or two rounds just to warm up and feel each other. They're not going to go for the kill straight away.
I don't think they're going to feel each other. I don't think this is a case of. The Rock
Dude,
and
I
Gaza.
don't know.
Yeah.
No, I think it's gonna be fire first 5, second round. Someone's gonna find an opening, and I don't think it's gonna be Aldo.
I don't think it's Aldo either.
No,
Yeah,
bro. I
so
think
we just-
Peter Yan's just younger. He's stronger. He's on
incredible.
a streak. He's 14-1, and that one loss was ages ago. I think he's on fire. Jose Aldo, he's a weight down. He doesn't have that featherweight power like he used to when he was younger. I think it is a one-way train for Peter Yan.
One-way train.
Yan.
Yeah.
You see,
Peter Yan.
I think there's a lot riding on this fight for Jose Aldo, and I think it's his last chance at UFC championship status.
Yeah.
He's gonna come into this fight focused as fuck, and he's going to throw bombs. And I think Peter Yan is one of the most incredible strikers I've ever seen. His Muay Thai is actually unmatched in that division. You put him against other top contenders like Aljamain Sterling. He's got incredible ground game. What's the other? Who did Corey Sandhagen? He's got incredible striking as well, but he just isn't on the level of Peter Yan.
Yeah, but you know what? The very sad thing about Corey Sandhagen is he was on such a rise. He was on a monumental rise to stardom, and then he got finished far too quickly by Aljo.
Because he was alert and awake.
Yeah. No, because he was fucking sleeping. I'm talking about Corey.
No, I'm saying Aljamain Sterling was alert and awake. He doesn't want to get into a firefight with this guy. Grapple him quickly, grab him and do something and take him to the floor and finish him.
Who did Corey fight when he got caught in that mad armbar, dude? It was this. That was his like coming out fight, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. But then, sorry, just to complete my point for the rest of the division, you got guys like TJ Dillashaw waiting in the wings, coming back, bit of a fucking drug addict or steroid junkie, whatever we want to call him. He's striking's incredible.
Harsh, eh?
I'm sorry, but it's true. I'm very. You guys know my stance.
Truth be told,
Well, I think on the last episode, I said to you guys that I thought John Vellante was coming off the piss.
Yeah, but you guys know how I feel about missing weight and doing drugs. Like, cut that shit out of the sport. We don't need it. And then you got TJ Dillashaw, who's got an incredible Muay Thai guy, and you got Cody Garbrandt, who's an incredible boxer. And even these guys don't really stand a chance against Peter Yan in my book. But I just think Jose Aldo is going to throw hands that day because he knows it's his last chance. Yeah, and I think he's going to clip Peter Yan with something funny. It's my little hunch.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but isn't Aldo was supposed to fight? Who was he supposed to fight? Who's got the title? Then retired. Who's that man?
Triple C.
Cejudo.
Yeah. Cejudo's he's supposed to be fighting Cejudo, but he retired, eh? That's correct.
Right, yeah, the King of Cringe retired, and that's why that's why Peter Yan stepped up, because he is such a good striker.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, it's going to be a great fight. I cannot wait to watch this.
Well, you know what I think? You know what I think is going to happen there, just in terms of just being a fan, a pure fan, is that I think if Volkanovski beats Holloway again, okay, this is the next step that we're going to take in this conversation, is I think if Volkanovski beats Holloway again, I think we're going to find Henry Cejudo knocking on Volkanovski's door.
He'll come back. He will come back for the right.
That's what he's looking for. He's looking to become He's looking like, and it sounds cringy, he's looking from going from triple C to C4.
Quadruple C.
Yeah, quadruple C.
C4 sounds better. It's explosive.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, I can believe that. I can believe that.
I mean, that is essentially his plan. That's exactly what happened on the Joe Rogan Experience. He said, if all plays into his hands, he's going to take on Volkanovski, which makes sense for a guy like Henry Cejudo, because he has to cut weight to get to 125 and 35. But then he's also a very experienced wrestler, where if he had to take on Volkanovski, it's going to be a very competitive match. And he hangs around with the likes of Mike Tyson for his boxing and all that stuff. Don't count Triple C out just yet. He may be cringe, but that's not the last we see of him.
And what about if Max wins?
Then I'll be literally one of the happiest men in the world.
full on rooting for Max.
Yeah, 100%. Because we all want that rubber match. We all want that trilogy.
Yes.
This is Stipe DC3 material, people.
Yeah.
Come on. So if we get a Max Holloway decision, just 49-48. Boom. Oof. We have a trilogy, fam.
Oh, frothing.
Okay, please excuse me for saying fam.
No, but I think so. So the next fight to talk about is the featherweight championship of the world.
100%.
Co-main, Volkanovski's first title defense against the guy he won the belt from. But just to quickly go back to your point against Triple C.
Yeah.
If Triple C fights a featherweight, he's gonna use his wrestling because he's gonna have a much shorter reach
100%.
against the bigger boys. Yeah, and he has an absolutely brilliant chance. I think you're right. He could win
100%,
fucking title.
C4,
he could get the
baby.
Olympic C4. Yeah, and C4 is also
I honestly think
titanium.
I honestly think he's the type of dude who's gonna pull something like that off. I honestly do.
Amazing, and his wrestling could really work against a guy like Volkanovski, who's proven to. Volkanovski can beat any striker. He just beat Max Holloway in his last fight. So anyway, that's an amazing prospect to think about. But please, I mean, don't stop a guy from dreaming. But let's get back to the real issues here with the co-main event. Max Holloway is going to win that fight, boys.
Do you
I'm
honestly
calling it
think
Max,
so?
I'm calling it Max, bro.
Yeah, I
the best
agree.
is blessed.
I honestly think that Max is going to win. I think that Max is going to win.
So sorry, Jay, I cut you off there. So Jay, your prediction?
Max Holloway. I don't want it to be a decision.
No, neither do I. But Max doesn't have a lot of knockouts. Max doesn't have a lot of knockout power at featherweight. I think if he builds a bit and fights at lightweight. I know he had a bad fight versus Dustin Poirier, but that's one fight. If he builds a bit of muscle, I think Max will have more knockout power at 55.
I don't know. I just think Max has got that new fire. He's got that. I'm chasing a title again.
Yeah. You can see it in his eyes.
Max wants to do. He wants to get back on the Blessed Express, but he wants to be the Blessed Express 2.0. So there's going to be a lot to look forward to. I mean, I foresee Max walking forward. He needs to put Volkanovski on his back foot in order to get anywhere, because at the end of the day, he's got that leg kick game. And he needs to avoid those leg kicks from Volkanovski in order to get on to the front foot.
So you're going to hear it straight from the biggest casual fan in the sport that only watches co-mains and mains. I'm going to watch this whole card, but my favorite fight on this card is Max Holloway versus Volkanovski. And I think I don't know why I did that. I think I was just copying you, but. But I think, by the way, there's a picture of us.
Danny, it's okay for you to be yourself, my bro.
No, there's a picture of us in the salt yard from about 3 years ago, both doing that.
Okay, so, link in the description.
Link in the description. No, that's not going up online. No, it's called the gorilla. It's called the Gorilla Till. When he fought
Tarandil.
I think when he fought Tyron Woodley, he was like a very big one.
Warren Tudley.
Warren Tudley. No, I think Max is going to make the adjustments and he's going to win this fight. He's the most incredible striker I've ever seen in the UFC. And
output.
Just his output, and also just Max's style. You know when I love his personality. He really has the most entertaining personality in the game. He really does. I'm talking better than Triple C, better than Street Jesus. I'm talking better than DC. You know what I mean? Like, he's just one of those guys you just love to love. But not only that, if a person that doesn't know anything about MMA, I'll ask them to watch a boxing fight if they've got no inclination to watch people knock each other out. Fine. If you want to watch MMA, watch a Max Holloway fight. You'll fall in love with the way he moves, just the style. He's an incredible kickboxer.
Right now, there's a free fight on YouTube, Max Holloway versus Brian Ortega. That is the fight to watch. of Max Holloway.
Yeah, it is, and he pieces
Poirier.
Brian Ortega apart.
And Poirier, where he shows his tenacity.
100%. Well, that too, but any Max Holloway fight, just the way he moves. The Poirier fight, he lost that fight because Dustin Poirier is just a beast.
Yeah.
Also in my top 5 favorite fighters. But I mean, what's not to love about Poirier? He's also another guy that you love to love.
Yeah.
But I just think Max is going to make the adjustments and come back and regain his championship belt. And then we're going to see
I'd be so happy. Listen, I love Alexander Volkanovski, and you know what the thing is, this is another terrible situation for me as a fan of MMA, in the sense that I love Max Holloway. Like, he is in my top 5 of my favorite fighters of all time.
Get out of here.
So the one thing that we've all got to consider right now is that Alexander Volkanovski is facing Max Holloway on the backside of Dan Hooker facing Dustin Poirier, of which Eugene Behrman is the coach of both. So you can't. It's gonna be very disheartening for a guy like Eugene Behrman, who came off such a crazy 2019, to possibly suffer a loss to Max Holloway, which makes him 0-2.
Okay, but he gets a rubber match.
Yeah. But think about the current. You don't look at a rubber match going, oh, we just lost. Yeah. We'll get the 3rd match. Look at a coach going, my boy, I'm basically only got Kai Kara France and Israel Adesanya and Brad Riddell to go this year, basically. And then his other 2 fighters, his 2 high-level fighters, lost. If Volkanovski loses to Holloway, how does that go down as a coach? You've been chatting to BT. He's a coach of football. How does that go down, dude?
I think in MMA it's different. So there's different sports here. So in boxing, a loss is quite a big thing for a championship fighter. Like Anthony Joshua's loss against I forget the guy's name, but damn it, I'm actually angry at myself for forgetting this guy's name. Don't worry. But I have been having Stellenbosch Hills. You've always been with me. That's why I forgot. AJ lost against Andy Ruiz Jr.
Yes.
So in boxing, a loss is big. You don't want to have a loss on your record. You want to have 18-0, 19-0. But you can have a loss or 2 here and there and still be a championship fighter, like Anthony Joshua, who has the WBA belt and he's got it back. But in football, a loss isn't that bad. Liverpool lost 3 games this season and we champions. # Jordan Henderson.
Oh, how did he manage to throw that in there? That's just insane.
But that's great, so I mean, I suppose I'll have BT on the podcast again and I'll talk to him about losses and how you come back from them. But in MMA, you can come back from losses. Look at Street Jesus.
Yeah,
amazing.
Well, look, I think they just released a statistic that he is breaking the record of the most experienced fighter to ever fight for a title.
Right.
49 fights.
Masvidal.
Masvidal. Okay, but we've now jumped to the main event, which is a great segue, I suppose. So let's just quickly round off.
What are the predictions? Exactly. So we're all saying I'm saying Holloway. I'm saying Holloway decision.
I'm also going to go Holloway decision. I don't want it to be, but I think it will be.
And you know what? I'm not going to try and keep things interesting and go against you guys because my heart is with Heike Holloway.
And can I just say that Max Holloway's new haircut is incredible.
I know, but well, it's not really a haircut.
It's lack of haircut.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. As much as I love Alexander Volkanovski, he's only got 1 loss on his record. He can come back, win the rubber match possibly, and go on to have a fantastic career. But
so just on that, Volkanovski's 21-1, which is incredible in MMA.
Yeah. And
Max Holloway's 21-5.
Yeah.
But I think two of his losses were at lightweight. So he's also got an incredible record at featherweight.
100%.
And,
100%.
and
I mean, how crazy is it that we forget about his loss to Dustin last year?
We've forgotten about it because because of what he did against Frankie Edgar. He's
And how good it was. And how entertaining it was. Max Holloway isn't a loser. He's an entertainer. Even if he loses, it's entertaining. Loses, it's
100%. Yeah.
So,
and also he doesn't get finished. If he loses, it's because he wasn't able to make the right adjustments during the fight. He lost on points against a much bigger guy.
He's the type of guy that'll go out on his shield, but he won't have to go out on his shield because he's always able to protect himself. The one thing he's done in the last, when I don't know when last he had lost before Dustin, but to be able to wear a cut like that down the middle of his forehead during that fight was amazing. Because a lot of people get freaked out by that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
No, but not Max. But can I just say that the one thing that I really appreciate about Max, he beat Frankie Edgar, which at the time Frankie Edgar was a very brilliant fighter and one of the highest ranked. I mean, look, just one of the most respected fighters in the game, and at the time was the number one contender in the featherweight division. And Max Holloway beat Frankie Edgar. And in the post-fight press conference, this is what I say about personality. Max Holloway comes out and has the post-fight press conference, and he tells the journalist, I respect Frankie, but I've got some stuff to do tomorrow, so I had to beat him without getting beaten up.
That's brilliant, man.
He's like, I couldn't have any black eyes. I couldn't have a broken nose. I needed to win this fight fair and square, and I got some shit to do tomorrow. So cheers, guys. I'll see you there.
Cheers, yeah.
No, you really need to go and watch this. The after the Destined, I think it's called Destined or something like that. Wow, it's Poirier. He's still in his fight gear, going back to his hotel, packing his bags, not jolling, walking to his car to drive back to his wife. It's just the mad. It's so mad. If you haven't checked it out, please check it out before you check the fight this weekend. It's really it is. I don't know. There's something about the UFC. Dana White is just such a legend. They're putting their content is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they really.
Yeah.
I must say the UFC. I've got my own business now, and we are content creators. So we do search engines. Link in the description, guys. So we do search engines. So
you better
there's going to be a lot of links.
I don't know what the fuck it is.
No, it's juiceready.coza, but it's the same name as the podcast, but it only goes live on Friday. But we do content creation, and we do search engines, we do programmatic media buying, and we do sort of SEO, PPC. We also do web development. But one of the reasons why I do the podcast as well, I like having interesting conversations, but one of the reasons I do the podcast as well is to test the reach on Facebook and YouTube and to play around with the reach and see how many people you can reach, and then I take that to my clients. That's actually my business, So digital media. And I have to be honest. The UFC, the way they've done their digital media and their content creation is fucking incredible.
Dude, it's second to none. It's second to none. They beat the NBA. They beat the NFL. They beat everybody.
They beat the English Premier League. Give me another sports league that has such exciting.
They do not have the content
creation.
And at the same time, their roster creates the content basically for them.
100%.
That's a lot of the time.
Yeah. But that's why you'll pay big money for a guy like Ben Askren. Okay, they swapped him for another really good fighter, but Ben Askren's gonna talk trash, and he's gonna talk trash, and he's gonna make the division exciting because he's just such a trash talker, and he likes to get on Twitter when he's had a few glasses of wine. But unfortunately, this leads me to my next segue into the fact that he got knocked out in the record time by Street Jesus. Here's the main event. Street Jesus versus Kamaru Usman. This is the main event. We needed to talk about this. Guys, how was that segue?
That was brilliant.
That was good.
Listen, this is the fastest growing South African MMA and sports podcast.
The last time I spoke to you guys, I'm talking straight to the listener now. We were the fastest growing podcast in Elizabeth Avenue. The next week after that, we were the fastest growing podcast in Rondebosch. Now we're the fastest growing MMA podcast in South Africa. Get on board, Dana White. Don Madge, let's have an interview.
We're number one.
Oh, yes. Let's get Don Madge on, bro. That'll be fun.
We're also on Pocket TV. We'll talk to you soon, Don. We want to have you on our show. We want to see your point of view. We want to hear it from a fighter's perspective, a guy that's come from Cape Town to the UFC.
Are we on Pocket TV now? I'd love that shit. Are we on Pocket TV now, dude? That sounds cool.
We're on Pocket TV from next week, so we've done the commercial deal.
Sweet. Well,
it's up to you guys. With the content we still own the content. So
shout out. Well, there we go. If we own the content, they can fucking
shout out Jules. Shout out Brent. Thank you guys. See you guys soon. Chat next Tuesday.
Woohoo! But Jorge Masvidal, Kamaru Usman. Basically, from me, Papa G, I'm saying
what about
Masvidal's got 2 rounds. If Masvidal doesn't get
Nigerian nightmare
if Masvidal doesn't get Kamaru out there in 2 rounds, I think he might have a wrestling issue.
You know what? I think you're right. I think Street Jesus needs to baptize him in the first or second round.
100%.
He's definitely gonna try, and if he doesn't take him down in the first 2, maybe even 3rd round, it's Usman's fight.
No, dude, not take him down. Take down defense.
No, Masvidal's going to want to stand up. So
that's what I mean. I mean, like take him.
That's what you were saying. Yeah. So I think Masvidal's going to Masvidal's takedown defense is underrated as fuck. And you got guys like Ariel Helwani that think they know what they're talking about. You got guys like these.
Yes.
Get
I was going hard. Are we trying to get haters from America immediately, bro?
Doesn't matter. As long as we get the YouTube views, I don't give a fuck how many haters.
Exactly. Amen to that, brother.
No, so Masvidal's jiu-jitsu is underrated. Masvidal's wrestling and his takedown defense is underrated. Masvidal's striking is fucking incredible. And Kamaru Usman's got a job on his hand because he thought he was fighting Gilbert Burns.
Yeah.
No, he's fighting Street Jesus now. There's going to be a baptism, guys.
Yeah. I hope so.
I'm still going Usman, bro.
I hope so because I need to find a red cap and I need to make that welterweight division great again.
Okay.
Because Kamaru Usman is like the king of boredom, bro. And I don't. Bro. There's no disrespect to him. There's no disrespect. You know when I get ready for fight week and I see Embedded and I see all the media days. Well, now that it's just media like interviews via Zoom and shit, I look at Kamaru Usman and I just skip. I don't know why I'm not interested. He's built like a brick shithouse. He's a good-looking man. He's well spoken. He's got an amazing background. What? Why can't I like him?
So, guys, I think I know what it is, and he just doesn't have that aura. He's when you built like a Roman god, it's fine. You don't need to have a personality, but I think in that division you do, because you got Wonderboy Thompson. He's the nicest motherfucker. He's the what is it called?
The NMF.
The NMF.
Yeah.
Then you got Street Jesus, who's the BMF. Jorge Masvidal has a lot of nicknames. He's got Gamebred, Street Jesus, the Baptizer. He's got the BMF. He's got the couple other ones.
Yeah, bro.
There's a couple nicknames I can't say on air.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say, bro. Just stop.
Yeah, stop right there. You got Colby Covington. He's just the bad boy of the division. He got
contacted, eh? He got contacted to fight.
All right.
For a rematch for round 2, yeah.
But the problem with contacting Colby Covington to take that fight is
he said no.
His testicles just aren't the same size as Street Jesus.
He needed a full cap.
And then
too busy cutting promos.
Yeah, exactly. And then I know Darren Toll's a middleweight now, but we've had a welterweight division with Taran Dill in it. We've got to have personalities. Yeah. You got Tyron Woodley. He's the Mona of the division. Everyone's got their place, and everyone's got Gilbert Burns. He's not moaning. He's just gonna fight.
I love that guy. He's now crept into my top 10 favorite fighters of all time, Gilbert Burns, and my first Brazilian in the top 10 as well. So shout out Brazil.
See, I totally get what you're saying, and like I understand that Usman maybe doesn't have the greatest personality, but I actually prefer that compared to Masvidal's personality. I think that's actually why I don't want him to win, because I actually don't like his personality.
What you talking about, Asa?
Yeah, I find it
No,
I find it so
I know.
cocky, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
and I know it's a part of the game, and but I go, Usman's gonna go, he walks in, he's got the title, he's gonna do what he does, and he's gonna let that speak for himself.
I think Jared likes no nonsense. He likes, you
Yeah,
know what,
I'm
just
like,
fucking
that's
do
it.
your job. Yeah.
Jared,
Yeah.
Jared.
See, now,
But I say
like
that, but then also I like Adesanya as well. Who
Triple C.
Adesanya is a flippin' big talker and big
He's an
game
asshole,
voice.
yeah.
I dig that. So I mean, I've got a bit of both. You know.
Nah, bro.
see,
Nah, bro.
Robert-
Do you know it's like the forbidden fruit? It's like the forbidden,
I think I know what Jay's problem is. It was when John Jones when Jorge Masvidal sent a bottle of mezcal to John Jones.
Yeah.
And
And he got arrested.
it caused shit. And now John Jones' neighbors,
Guilty by association.
yes, and now John Jones' neighbors hate Jorge Masvidal. for
Love
sending
it.
him mezcal.
That's like the best story ever.
Yeah.
No, so this is an incredible fight, and I really think that this is gonna. If you have never watched MMA, go watch this fight. It's gonna
Oh
be
my word.
wrestling versus kickboxing. The wrestler, who's the Nigerian Nightmare, is gonna try to take Jorge Masvidal down and just control him in a position on the ground with some elbows. And Jorge Masvidal is gonna try and stop the takedown and piece up the Nigerian Nightmare standing on the feet.
100%.
It's gonna be a true MMA fight.
And it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be styles make fights, bro. Styles make fights. So, yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
do you know,
there's-
it's like even with this whole main card, it actually, whoever wins, it actually doesn't matter because this card is just intense, and what's going to come after this is even going to be more intense. So actually,
UFC wins.
I
The UFC
know
is-
who I want to win, but it's actually perfect, this whole card.
You're 100% correct there, Jay. You know what I'm saying nobody loses, especially in the main event. Jorge Masvidal taking the fight on 6 days' notice. If he loses, he took the fight on 6 days' notice.
Yeah.
If he wins, he's a fucking legend. He's Michael Bisping.
If
Concede,
he-
believe,
he's more-
achieve. Shut the fuck up.
he's more than Michael Bisping. Now he's the only guy that's got
16
two
years.
belts. No, but he's the only guy. Not only does he have the record for the fastest UFC knockout, he'll have the record for the most fights before a championship fight and a win, and he'll be the only guy to ever have two belts but fight in one division.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, the
and
BMF
I still
belt
don't know if you
and the
I still
fucking
don't know if you can call that
welterweight
BMF
belt.
belt a real belt, though. I mean,
No, that's a
Come
real
on, it's
belt.
a belt.
That's a real
It's a
belt.
belt.
They
Not a real
created
belt,
it.
bro.
They created it.
When you
When you
beat
make a
Nate
belt,
Diaz,
it's real.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I was gonna say if you beat Nate Diaz, you get a belt. That's
Yeah,
look at
exactly.
it.
Exactly. You get a badass motherfucker belt. That's what you get when you beat Nate Diaz, son. Okay, quick honorable mentions. Definitely Volkan Usman on the prelim.
You can't steal honorable mention from Ariel Helwani, the GOAT. You got to, or from the corner, we go honorable member.
Oh,
Honorable member.
no. I'm not talking about mensch, like you're a good person. Honorable mentions throughout the card. Volkan Oezdemir is the featured bout in the prelims. He's going to be fighting some dude I have not.
pull that up.
Yuri Prochaska. And then in the featherweight, Marwan Amirkhani. Marwan Amirkhani. He comes out of SPG under John Kavanagh and Conor McGregor's team or blah, blah, blah. So that's going to be interesting. But guys, I think we're in for an amazing weekend.
Yeah.
It's going to be incredible.
Yeah.
And then
Amazing.
Then what we got to do is after that, on Tuesday, we got to get together and we got to review this card, which is going to be so much content and so exciting. And I can't wait for Tuesday to talk about this stuff. And I don't even know what's fucking happened. But then we've got to talk about
Guys,
Calvin Kattar and Dan Ige. That's happening the week after. But there's just too much.
Yeah.
it's too much. I think the main thing for me to take away is just let's look at what haircut Max Holloway's got going on.
Yes.
Yep.
But
Let's hope he keeps it for the fight.
yeah, I think that's been a great episode of From the Corner, boys. What do you think?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. This is From the Corner. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Peace.
Michael Bisping said it best. Never gonna happen, brother.
You mad?
This is number one bullshit. We're never gonna do that. I love it when they stand and bang.
Are you intoxicated?
But take your jokes
And throw them in the bin.
Me and Dana White not friends. Everybody knows.
That was amazing.
Sometimes your stock is just higher.
I'm telling you, that's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's probably one of the worst things I've ever heard. Let's move on. Just like that.